Yes, everybody, Russ and West Ham Network. Hope you are all safe and well. Happy Saturday morning. Hope you're well. An early start for Budden because it's a 12:30 kickoff, aren't we? Playing Crystal Palace in a few hours' time. And as we always do, a few hours before the game, we give you our predicted 11s. And most of the time, they don't match up. Although the last game we did all right. Although I still thought Danny Ings were playing instead of Antonio. But anyway, regardless of that, obviously Crystal Palace 12:30 kickoff. Big game, I think. I think victory in the game pretty much would guarantee us, I think, Premier League survival. Looking at my favourite supercomputer, we currently, given the Bournemouth result on Thursday night, and the Premier League games happened on Wednesday, Thursday, puts us at 1% chance of going down. Says the supercomputer. And it currently predicts the bottom three will be Nottingham Forest, Everton, and Southampton. The fact is, everyone plays each other. I mean, within that, we still play Leicester and Leeds, so we play two of the bottom five already, and obviously Crystal Palace today. So a victory takes us up to 12th. At the time of asking, so I think Bournemouth and Wolves both play tomorrow. So anyway, we'll see what happens. But I saw some people go, it's not guaranteed. I think pretty much is now. It pretty much is now. I think the fact is because everyone else is playing each other. Although this will be clipped now if we ever go down. But anyway, so let's do the starting 11. Let's do a starting 11. We love a starting 11. So in goal, Fabianski, nailed on. Now, obviously, a lot of players have played a lot of games in a lot of days. I think for anyone who's played the last, and I'm going to have a look at the data in terms of people who have played. We've had April's been 9 games in 27 days. Obviously, we played on Wednesday, and then we played 12:30 on Saturday. I think we've got the same thing with the Leeds game and the AZ Alkmaar game as well. Yeah, in terms of the away leg, and then the home leg, I think we played 1:30 on a Sunday, which seems really bizarre. Anyway, so I think Fabianski in it. Didn't we have much to do last? I thought he was quite unlucky with a couple of goals. Maybe he could have done better with the Gakpo goal, maybe, but and a few wayward kicks as per usual you get with Fabianski. I think basically Moyes is keeping. I think the advantage of maybe losing in a weird way is that there's excuses for some changes. He never changes a winning side. We know that he never does that. So some excuses for changing, maybe moving one or two players around. Yeah, I've just realised I probably anyway. We'll come back to it. On the right hand side, I think Soufal. I think he still plays. Didn't have the best game I think against Liverpool, but last previous games he's played well. Plays well away as well. He's a good outlet away, particularly. Alongside him, I think we keep the centre back partnerships as they are. I think Zuma's in a really good vein of form at the moment. He's our blocking best at the moment, isn't he? He's the I call them Garland Grit, the two of them. Him and Aged. But for me, I think Zuma he's in a real rich vein of form, and I think Moyes will keep him going. I mean, there could be a possibility, maybe, of dropping maybe Zuma, bringing in Ogbonna. But I think I can see us making changes probably for the City game, City away, because you've got the Man United game, although albeit on the Sunday. It's on the Sunday, isn't it? So we've got an extra day's rest there, which usually guaranteed it's always a Saturday. We play Wednesday, Saturday, or Thursday, Sunday. So another day's rest. So maybe because City are in a rich vein of form, we're the game they have in the bag, so to speak. They have one game advantage over Arsenal. So do we, but that's obviously City away. So I think the realistic person in me would assume that we won't win that one. So he might go ultra defensive and try and keep the score down. I don't know. We might have a go. It's not April Fool's yet. We've missed that one. Alongside him, I think the last couple of games, he obviously had a shock against Newcastle. Then the last couple of games immediately afterwards, lacked real confidence. And then the last couple of games we've seen really good again. I mean, his pace on Wednesday really meant that Salah had hardly any shots on target, or Diaz. You know, he was winning foot races and winning the ball comfortably as well. I thought he played really well, and I think it's against Palace side. You know, without Zaha, you know, I think pace is. I mean, it's going to be a tough game because Palace at Selhurst Park is always tough. But I think he's more than capable of holding his own. Maybe, you know, he might be another one Moyes might drop. I can't see him dropping him because I don't think he's I don't think he's got to. I mean, they dropped him when he was bereft of confidence for Ogbonna for a couple of games, but I think he's refound it. So these are his two he wants. So I can see it playing. One person I think who will be dropped, I think potentially maybe Cresswell with Emerson coming in, just because I think he again it's a short turnaround. He's 33 as well, Cress. No, he's played well last couple of games. No doubt. He's had a renaissance this last sort of 3 or 4 games. But I think Emerson comes in. We've still got over 10 days, 12 days until the first leg of the semi-final. So I can see Emerson getting some game time, but then it probably put press. But that's what I think. Midfield, I think he keeps it the same as long as there's no injuries. Lucas is again. You play players when they're in form, and he's banging form at the moment. So you play him alongside Declan Rice. Picks itself them two, to be honest. Personally, I think he'll keep Thomas Souček in. I know there's been calls for maybe Souček to be dropped and Flynn Downs to come in. Could be. Maybe it might be one that we look at for the Man City game, perhaps. What this all depends about Moyes about who has had a knock on Wednesday or not. Moyes never really tells you who's in or who's out, but I think the nucleus of his side that's had this upturn on form will remain, just because it's momentum. And the fact that we lost that game because some may say because of refereeing decisions, although we did concede 2 goals, I think, which were both savable, may galvanise the team, you know, them against us type thing. And that's always a good thing. On the right-hand side, Jarrod Bowen, again, rich vein of form, unlucky not to score. If he had a smaller shoe size, he would have scored. We'll just say that. On the right-hand side, I know there's calls for Ben Rama to be dropped, but I think he'll keep playing him. I think he'll keep playing him. He's now the Thomas Souček of the forward line. Do you know what I mean? I mean, he was I remember 8 months ago, 12 months ago, you know, people were saying, why is he not playing Ben Rama? He's only giving him game time. He's only giving him 20 minutes. And now he's playing him. He's not delivering, but Moyes will probably keep playing him because it's almost like if you drop him and put in a corner, which I think we'd all like to see, to be honest. And that could be one change, in all honesty. It could be corner for Ben Rama. But it's almost proving that he's wrong and he doesn't like to do that. And whether you agree or disagree, that's what he does, isn't it? That's what he does. Up front, I don't think Antonio. I think Antonio's one too many games. I would start Danny, and start with Danny and Souček pushed up, and Souček pushed up next to him, almost as a 2. Because I just think, I mean, I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for Danny Ings. I don't know what it is about our forwards when we sign them, but someone made a good point the other day. Our best 2 forwards we've had in recent times are converted wingers who have been shoehorned in, i.e. Mikel Antonio and Marko Arnautovic. Neither were strikers by trade, but both have come in and played very well in this system. Danny Ings is a born, you know, out-and-out goal scorer. And he must be frustrated as well, just same as us. Because when we signed him, we were like, it's actually a genuinely good signing. But then he doesn't play him in the right formation. Same as Sebastian Haller, who was, you know, a prolific goal scorer at Eintracht Frankfurt, came to West Ham, didn't play him in the right positions, failed, went to Ajax, started banging the goals in, went to Dortmund, started banging the goals in for his illness. And no doubt he'll start banging the goals in now. He's on the road to recovery. Same as Skamaka. Skamaka, you know, he's Italian number 9, but plays well as a 2, can drop off, play as a 10, almost plays in that role that Souček would play there, interchanged with the striker. And just doesn't work at the moment. And I feel so sorry for Danny Ings because we know he's a good player. We know he's a goal scorer. The fact is the goals he scored are strikers' goals. They're instinctive goals, which only if you've been a striker from birth, so to speak, you know how to make those runs. You know how to, where the ball's going to be. You anticipate it. So hopefully, I mean, if you're playing Zings, we haven't got a second striker. We do with Antonio, but I just don't think Antonio's the second striker we all want. I'd rather probably, in all honesty, maybe have Souček pushed up there just as the battering ram, and then Danny can run off him. It's totally wrong. But anyway, and I don't expect to see anyone like Obama on there just yet because they've got, again, the under 18s have got they'll have the nationals soon against Man City. So I don't think he'll play any kids. At the moment, the squad last week was just full of first teamers. There was no under 18s, under 21s at all, was there? So I can't see that happening again today, sadly. But that may change. Who knows? But anyway, that's what I think. I think it's relatively simple. I think there's a couple of changes. I think Emerson for Cresswell. I think Ings for Antonio. Potentially Cornet for Benrahma. Potentially Downs for Souček, maybe. But then again, I don't think that will happen if he starts Ings because he likes to have a bit of physicality in that 10 role. But then Paqueta's been, to be honest, actually, to be fair, Paqueta's been playing that 10 role. I mean, last week he was pretty much playing as a second striker anyway. So that'll probably change. And Paqueta will go in at 10 and Souček will go in at alongside Declan Rice, in my opinion. But anyway, let me know what you think. A few hours to go. We'll be having the team news as soon as we get it and all the watch alongs and stuff like that. So take care, stay safe, stay warm, stay humble, enjoy your bacon sandwich and with your breakfast or a bowl of cereal, maybe, bowl of granola, a croissant, pan au chocolat, who knows? And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.